Hi, welcome to Kevin Alone's audiobook reading Start With Why by Simon Sinek. Part 2.7. Unfortunately, there is more evidence that sales don't significantly increase and bonds of loyalty are not formed simply when companies say or do everything their customers want. Henry Ford summed it up best. If I had asked people what they wanted, he said, they would have asked or said a faster horse. This is a genius of great leadership. Great leaders in great organizations are good at seeing what most of us can see. They're good at giving us things we would never think of asking for. When the computer revolution was afoot, computer users couldn't ask for a graphical user interface. But that's what Apple gave us. In the face of expanding competition in the airline industry, most travelers or air travelers would never have thought to ask for less instead of more. But that's what Southwest did. And in the face of hard times and overwhelming odds, you would have asked the country, "What can I do for you?" over "What can you do for me?" The very cause upon which John F. Kennedy introduced his presidency. Great leaders are those who trust their gut. They are those who understand the art before the science. They win hearts before minds. They are the ones who start with why. We make decisions all day long, and many of them are emotionally driven. Rarely do we sift through all the available information to ensure we know every fact, and we don't need to. It is all about degrees of certainty. I can make a decision with 30% of the information, said former Secretary of State Colin Powell. Anything more than 80% is too much. There's always a level at which we trust ourselves or those around us to guide us and don't always feel we need all the facts and figures. And sometimes we just may not trust ourselves to make a certain decision yet. This may explain why we feel, there's that word again, so uncomfortable when others twist our arms to make a decision that doesn't sit well in our gut. We trust our gut to help us decide whom to vote for or which shampoo to buy because our biology complicates our ability to verbalize the real reasons why we make the decisions we do. We rationalize based on more tangible factors, like the design or the service or the brand. This is the basis for the false assumption that price or features matter more than they do. Those things matter. They provide us the tangible things we can point to rationalize our decision making, but they don't set the course and they don't inspire behavior. It's what you can see that matters. Get your whites whiter and your brights brighter, said the TV commercial for the newest laundry detergent. This was the value proposition for so many years in the laundry detergent business, a perfectly legitimate claim. That's what the market research revealed customers wanted. The data was true, but the truth of what people wanted was different. The makers of laundry detergent asked consumers why they wanted from detergent, and consumers said whiter whites and brighter brights. Not such a remarkable finding if you think about it. That people doing laundry wanted their detergent to get to their clothes not just clean, but very clean. So brands attempted to differentiate how they got your whites whiter and brights brighter by trying to convince consumers that one additive was more effective than another. Protein said one brand, color enhancers said another. No one asked customers why they wanted their clothes clean. That little nugget wasn't revealed until many years later when a group of anthropologists hired one of the packaged goods companies revealed that all those additives weren't in fact driving behavior. They observed that when people took their washing out of the dryer, no one held it up to the light to see how white it was or compared it to newer items to see how bright it was. The first thing people did when they pulled their laundry out of the dryer was to smell it. This was an amazing discovery. Feeling clean was more important to people than being clean. There was a presumption that all detergents get your clothes clean. That's what detergents is supposed to do. But having the clothes smell fresh and clean mattered much more than the nuanced differences between which detergent actually made clothes measurably cleaner. That false assumption swayed an entire industry to follow the wrong direction is not unique to detergents. Cell phone companies believed people wanted more options and buttons until Apple introduced its iPhone with fewer options and only one button. The German automakers believed their engineering alone mattered to American car buyers, but they were stunned and perplexed when they learned that great engineering wasn't enough. One by one, the German luxury car makers begrudgingly added cup holders to their fine automobiles. It was a feature that mattered a great deal to commuter-minded Americans, but was rarely mentioned in any research about what factors influence purchase decisions. I'm not for a moment proposing that cup holders make people loyal to BMWs. All I am proposing is that even for rationally minded car buyers, there is more to decision making than meets the eye, literally. The power of the limbic brain is astounding. Astounding. It not only controls our gut decision, but it can influence us to do things that seem illogical or irrational, leaving the safety of home to explore faraway places, crossing oceans to see what's on the other side, leaving a stable job to start a business out of your basement with no money in the bank. Many of us look at the decisions and say, "That's stupid, you're crazy. You could lose everything. You could get yourself killed. What are you thinking?" It is not logic or facts, but our hopes and dreams, our hearts and our guts that drive us to try new things. If we were all rational, there would be no small businesses, there would be no exploration, there would be very little innovation, and there would be no great leaders to inspire all those things. It is the undying belief in something bigger and better that drives that kind of behavior. It can also control behavior born out of other emotion, like hate or fear. Why else would someone plot to hurt someone they had never met? The amount of market research that reveals that people want to do business with a company that offers them the best quality products, with the most features, the best service, and all at a good price is astounding. Astounding. But consider the companies with the greatest loyalty. They rarely have all those things. If you wanted to buy a custom Harley Davidson, you used to wait 6 months for delivery. To give them credit, they've got it down from a year. That's bad service. Apple's computers are at least 25% more expensive than a comparable PC. There's less software available for the operating system. They have fewer peripherals. The machines themselves are sometimes slower than a comparable PC. If people made only rational decisions and did all the research before making a purchase, no one would ever buy a Mac. But of course, people do buy Macs, and some just don't buy them. They love them. A feeling that comes straight from the heart or the limbic brain.